So welcome guys, and this video we are going to look at our third example of solving simultaneous equations using the elimination method. And now if you look at our third example, it looks a bit tricky because we have no way of eliminating either the variables of x or the variable in y and evaluate them to 0. Remember that is usually the end goal of these simultaneous equations. So what do we need to do? Because we want to get either the values with x or the values with y to evaluate to 0. That is what we want to do. So what do we need to do here? So you can take one of the equation or both of the equation and find a value that can multiply them to help you find how you can make either x or y in both equations the same. And the value I'm going to use here, I'm going to use 2 to multiply the first equation, okay? And because when I multiply 2 in the first equation, I'm able to get 2x here, right? Yes, and remember when I have 2x and a 2x, that can help me evaluate the values of x. It can help me evaluate the value of x to get 0, right? Yes. Okay, good. So I'll take the first equation. The first equation is x plus 3y equals 6, and then multiply everything by 2. Okay? So this gives me 2x plus 6y, because 3 times 2 is 6, and then 6 times 2 is 12. So on the equal side, I'll get 12. So this becomes my new first equation. Good. I hope up to this point we're together. Okay, fine, good. So we take also our second equation and just put it here so that we evaluate them. So minus 9y equals 7, like that. Okay, so this becomes my second equation. And in this case, we need to subtract the whole of equation, because I know when I subtract 2x, and I subtract 2x, I get 0, right? And that, therefore, we've eliminated that. So 2x minus 2x gives me 0. And then here I need also to subtract 6y minus negative y. So notice here you need to be very, very careful, because this is a negative value. So, and you're also subtracting. So it's like this: 6y minus negative y. Notice when we have two negatives following each other, we evaluate them to a positive number. So it becomes 6y plus 9y. Okay? So here we get this evaluates to 15y, right? So here we get 15y equals 5, right? Because 12 minus 7 gives me 5, correct? So 0 plus 15y gives me 15y, which is equals to 5. So if I divide both sides by 15, like this will give me y equals, let me write it here. So y equals by 5, 1, by 5, 3. So y equals 1 over 3. Okay? And just the normal way we handle simultaneous equations, you can take either of the first or the second equation and substitute where we have y, and put 1 over 3 where we have y, and evaluate that to be able to find the value of x. Okay, so I'll find some space here very quickly, sorry for that, and then we are going to substitute y, or the value of y, into the second equation. So we are going to use the second equation, and the second equation is 2x minus 9y equals 7, like that. Okay, So in this second equation, we have, I can say, let's substitute now y, or the value of y, where we have y minus 9, and then the substitution here, because y is 1 over 3 equals 7. So I know this can evaluate to 3, right? And therefore we end up having 2x minus 3, okay, equals 7. So you can prove this using your calculator. What you get when you divide, or when you multiply 9, you multiply it with 1 over 3, okay, you get exactly negative 3. Or remember, the negative is this negative we have here. Okay, anyway, let's continue. So we have 2x minus 3 equals 7. So we can take this 3 to this other side. And remember, when it goes to this other side of the equal sign, it becomes positive. So we have 2x equals 7 plus 3, which is 10. So we have 2x equals 10. So divide by 2 here and divide by 2 here, you get the value of x is equals, I think this is 5, right? So we've gotten 5. So x is 5, y is 1 over 3, okay? And that's how you evaluate those equations, okay? So notice what we do here. We're trying to get either x, or the variable with x, or the variable y, to evaluate to 0. And we want to find all possible ways we can do that. And that is why when we find equations which do not have x, or the values of x in both of them being the same, we need to multiply one of the equation or both of the equations in such a way we're able to get either the variable x or the variable y to evaluate to 0, like in our case here, okay? So remember, that is the tricky bit here. And in our next example, we are going to look at a situation where we have to multiply the first equation and the second equation, okay? So watch out for that. It's going to be interesting and fun. Anyway, this is where we're going to reach. This is where we're going to reach. And if you like the video, please show by liking, and also just to show support, just subscribe, so that you can even also get this content when it's released. Okay, we're going to have a lot of content that is coming your way, so ensure you don't miss out. Anyway, thank you. See you in our next example. Bye bye.